Hello and welcome to your sciatic release program. This is a 4-week challenge to help you free off areas that could be having an effect on that sciatic nerve. My name is Jo Everall-Taylor and this is Better Body Training Limited. If you've been suffering from any pain and discomfort right deep in the glutes and you've had any of that funny referral feeling, can go all the way down, even down into your big toe, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, that funny sort of neural feedback, then you might be struggling with something that's actually called piriformis syndrome. I'm not here to diagnose that. You need to see your clinician to get that diagnosed. So that's your physiotherapist. Go and see them, you can get referred in from your GPs. What we're looking at with piriformis, it's a muscle that comes from this anterior part of your sacrum here and comes through to attachments through to femoral head over here. And what it does, it's the one that does this with our legs, it's our external rotator. It can get tight, it can go into spasm. And the problem that we have with that is it then constricts on our sciatic nerve, which runs down and under. Now for most people, your sciatic nerve runs underneath and close to piriformis. So about between 30 and 40%, your piriformis will actually run, the sciatic nerve run through the piriformis. So you can imagine if you're tight in that area, you're going to get lots of feedback. So our job over the next 4 weeks is to release that off. Let's give it some space, let's do some work to relax that area, do some work to stretch it out and do some work to get some untethering responses in that area. So come with me now on this 4-week challenge. You've got a PDF you can print off, so you can tick it off every day and make sure you're on track, because the only way you're going to get change in your body is to be consistent. So if you want those results, be consistent, use your PDF, tick it off, and we'll take you through the lovely exercises. Have fun! Here we go, week 1. We're going to start with the humble tennis ball and we're going to do some releases into that whole buttock area. So, taking the tennis ball between you and the wall and anywhere on this chain here. So you're going to have a little bit of a wiggle round. So the way to get a little bit of pressure is to hinge at the hip and push back so that you can let go, and then you can just have a little wiggle side to side and then maybe a little bit up and down until you find what I call a sweet spot. It might not feel very sweet. It might be a little bit of tension, a little bit of feedback, almost like you've got a gentle bruise there. And when you find that area, I want you to work around it. So go around it. Imagine like a massage therapist gets in and starts to break up and loosen off that soft tissue. You can go up and down, so different angles. Keep those abdominals engaged, make sure that the knees are feeling comfortable and have that little massage round. And then you need to take it over to the other side. Now what this is doing is called self-myofascial release. It's starting to open up that fascial connection. That's like a sheath that runs through the body of collagen connections. And if we don't move much, if we get stuck, we get almost these little cross fibres, almost like the precursor to scar tissue. So we want to loosen those up, and that means everything moves better. You might get deep enough also to get a little bit into the muscle fibres and start to open those up so they respond, they can contract and relax as they should do. Because all of that goes out of kilter when you've got that dysfunction, when you've got areas of spasm and dysfunction in the body. So we're just trying to open that up. So this can become a little bit addictive, it's quite nice, but please don't overdo it. If you pop it on there and you're like, oh, this is tight, little tiny bit, maybe just 10-20 seconds is all you need, and then come off. You'll start to feel a difference, that each day it will get easier and more comfortable. So don't miss it out, just keep persevering with it. Really simple. Now please take note, if you've got beautiful expensive wallpaper, find a wall that's fine, that's a nice painted wall. Tennis balls, that's all you need. I know some people do this type of work with harder balls, but for us at the moment, a tennis ball is great. It's nice and gentle and just start to ease you into this work. Have fun, see you next week. So, week 2, here we go. We are now, having released with the tennis ball a little, we're going to stretch and open that area around the buttocks and around the glutes. And we're going to use the wall to help support us. So please excuse me whilst I turn my back on you. We're going to come round into a position where one leg is at a 90 degree against the wall and the other foot is going to try and go across here. Now I appreciate if you're really tired, just getting here can be quite a challenge. That's why the wall is good. It will help support you. You've got the option of putting a little squeeze into the knee here, and then we're just going to do a little rock side to side. Now as we go this way, you might start to feel some stretch and opening through the side of the hip and buttock, which is a good thing. We want to feel that stretch and opening. So we're just going to rock here, maybe 6 to 8 times. Engage the abdominals, and we're going to switch to the other side. So again, gentle squeeze here if it's comfortable, rocking side to side. Now if you feel nothing, if you're actually feeling quite good in this position, you can use the hands to draw the leg away from the wall and then do a little rock here. And you might find that you've got a stronger stretch. So it all depends, we're all very different. So this is option 2, this is our progression for those of you who are feeling happy. But if it's particularly sore, painful, tight, whatever you want to call that restriction in the hip, then the wall is your best friend. It will give you that nice support. It will take the pressure out of the body, trying to hold yourself in position. Remember, we're adding this onto your tennis ball work. So do that and then stretch it out. Have a good week. Hello, welcome to week 3 of your program. So we've been working on releasing this whole area around the hip. This exercise is all about untethering now, so getting some gentle stretch coming down through the leg, which will have an effect on those muscles that might be tethering that piriformis nerve, but also on lengthening, gently stretching out the nerve itself. It's called a slump, it's a compound stretch. So we're going to come through to the front of our chair and we're going to hold on behind, and then you get to do everything I never let you normally do. We're going to slump forwards, or really a fold forward. So we nod the chin to the chest and fold forwards, just wherever it's comfortable for you, engaging your abdominals. We're going to take one foot, we're going to push the heel away, and we're going to try and straighten the leg or come to wherever you feel tension, tingling or tightness, and then release it off. So some of you might get to here and go, blimey, that feels really tight, and that's enough. You don't have to bring it all the way back in, literally switch on, switch off. So you'll be in this position here, switching on, switching off. We're trying to have that free movement. So some of you might need a taller chair, like your dining chairs might be a little bit taller than, for example, the chair I'm on here. We're going to draw the abdominals in and we're going to come back up. So we're aiming for anything up to about 12 repetitions. You might do 1 or 2 and go, oh, I need to have a bit of a rest, and that's fine, and then maybe 1 or 2 more. Some of you will float through it and be no problem. Remember though, we do need to go down and do the other side. So it's the same thing, lengthening through, and it's really normal, really common to have one side that flows beautifully and freely and one side where you can feel that tension. Remember, please, only to the point of mild tension. So just listen to your body, tune in. And bit by bit, what you'll start to feel is that it flows better. Each day it will feel hopefully a little bit better. And then the movement will become easier. So everything is then getting untethered, is getting loosened off, and along with the other exercises you're doing, you'll start to feel so much better, and you'll start to get that different range of movement and that freedom of movement. Enjoy. So welcome to week 4, your final week of this challenge. We've been releasing off the areas around the hip, and now we want to add some stability and strength into that area, because it's always a combination. So taking it into knee openers. With our knee openers, we are lengthened down on the mat, one hip stacked on top of the other. Our knees at about 45 degrees here, please. We're going to zip up through the pelvic floor, engage the abdominals, hand is on the hip, and as we exhale, we let that top knee float open and release down. So the hand is here to give us some guidance, our alignment. So we're thinking that connection all through the midline of the body, and we're thinking about squeezing into that outer hip. Again, aiming for 6 to 8 repetitions here, just taking it nice and steady and focusing on the flow of the movement. Squeezing to open up, controlling down. So it might take you 3 counts to open up. It should take you 3 counts to come down. Don't just let gravity drop down and collapse that knee. Have fun. See you soon. Hi there, well done, fabulous 4 weeks. How are you feeling? Hopefully you're feeling a little bit looser. You've got a better range of motion all around the hip and the pelvic girdle. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more comfortable. Those of you who had any issues going down through the leg and thigh area. What you need to do is keep going with some of this work, so don't stop. Take a look at the lifestyle things that might be affecting you. Are you seated for too long? Are you offset at your desk? All the things that can lead to that tension through the hip and the pelvic girdle. So keep working on it. I'm sure you've decided on some of your favourites from the programme. If you need any extra help, we have loads of free programs on the website for you: mobility, flexibility, back care, etc. So jump on there, join one of those 4-week programs and keep moving forwards with your health and fitness. You're in control, you can do that, and we're here to help you. See you soon.